Chapter 117, Becoming a Poop Scooper. I have an identity token. Songshi touched his waist and remembered that the wooden tablet and clothes that Ximenla had given him had been crushed by the spatial power of the void. He smiled awkwardly. I accidentally lost it. Then you'll have to explain this to the law enforcement team. Wu Shanxing snorted, sneaking into the spirit bird breeding ground and killing the spirit birds. Moreover, your background is unknown. Even if you're really a new elder. Dang. Hai's entire body suddenly flew out, and a fist mark appeared on his face. Flames danced in front of his eyes and his entire body was pressed to the ground by Songshi. His hands were folded back and he could not move. Why aren't you affected? Wu Shanxing was stunned. Your medicine does not seem to be enough. Songshi grabbed the token on Wu Shanxing's waist and injected his essence energy into it. The air in the distance fluctuated and a door appeared. Since I need the token, I'll borrow yours first. With a teasing smile, Songshi knocked Wu Shanxing out with a strike of his palm and disappeared with the token. 15 minutes later, Wu Shanxing woke up and realized that his clothes had been pecked to pieces by a goose. He covered his forehead and roared, Songshi, you ate my goose and even snatched my token. Don't let me find you. He cursed and stood up. Thinking of how he was instantly taken down just now, his expression changed. This guy is probably an extraordinary martial artist. His close combat ability is too strong. I couldn't even react in time. He took out a mirror and looked at the mark on his face. The corners of his mouth twitched. I can't let others know that I, a late-stage Foundation establishment cultivator, was actually beaten up by a newcomer. I'll endure the shame for 2 days and see what's going on with this guy. He lowered his head to take a look. This person did not kill him or steal his storage bag. He should be the new elder indeed. He took out a token and was glad that the token taken was only the one for the breeding area. Then, he realized that several swans were missing and there were many goose feathers on the ground. Damn it, this guy, Wu Shanxing cursed. Fortunately, he doesn't know that goose feathers are more precious. Otherwise, it would be troublesome. He hurriedly returned to his residence to change his clothes. Just as he wiped off some medicinal wine, a voice sounded outside the door. Is Senior Brother Wu here? Greetings from Ximenla, you have always been in charge of guarding the door. Why are you looking for me? Wu Shanxing did not go out. In taking a shower now, if you have anything to say, just say it. Ximenla said politely, Senior Brother Wu, the Elder Ziyu has recruited a new outer sect elder and 2 deacons. He has already obtained the permission of the palace master. However, I don't know where this new outer sect elder has gone. If he appears, please help me arrange it. The teleportation ray at the Violet Moon Palace is broken. I'm busy repairing it. A new outer sect elder, Wu Shanxing frowned. Is his name Songshi? Yes, it's him. Ximenla affirmed. The information of the few of them has been recorded. You should be able to check it directly. All right, I'll definitely make good arrangements for him. Wu Shanxing's tone became heavy. Thank you, Senior Brother Wu. With that, Ximenla left in a hurry to repair the teleportation ray. In the Yao Moon Palace, the inner and outer sects were very far apart. If one did not enter through the teleportation ray, it would be very troublesome to reach both places. Wu Shanxing took out a jade book. After activating it, it projected balls of light. After tapping a few times, a figure jumped out. The appearance of the figure was very familiar to Wu Shanxing. Wu Shanxing sneered as he stared at the replica or Songshi. If I don't arrange for you to be in the worst position possible, why surname won't be Wu? Songshi held the token and walked around the back mountain for a long time. He finally had a general understanding of the situation at hand. He realized that there were many animals raised at the foot of the mountain. On the mountainside, there were all kinds of pavilions and from time to time, beautiful women could be seen walking about. On the mountaintop, there were many palaces. The buildings were filled with birdsong and fragrant flowers. It was similar to a paradise. It was hard to imagine that there was a world of ice and snow outside. Till Junior Brother, you're so bad. When they passed by a peach forest, the laughter of a man and a woman could be heard. Songshi focused his gaze on the source of the sound and saw a peach tree shaking violently as peach blossoms fell. Songshi tactfully walked away. Soon, he met a beautiful woman who was watering flowers. She looked like a pretty girl from a humble family and looked very lovable. When the latter saw Song Shi, she blushed tan bo. "Senior, do you want to pick flowers?" Song Shi found it strange. "Why are you blushing? Have you never seen a man before?" However, he still enjoyed this woman's shyness and joke. He smiled and said, "Which flower are you talking about?" "Senior, you can have any flower you want." The girl lowered her head and replied. Song Shi walked over, and the woman looked even more embarrassed. He plucked a rose beside her and smiled. "What's the name of you, little flower?" "I am Yi Chan." "I'll remember to call me young master next time. Senior sounds too old." Amidst the laughter, a gust of wind blew. The flowers swayed with the wind, and Song Shi disappeared. There are indeed many beautiful cultivators. Song Shi landed on the steps in the distance. He was in a good mood. "However, it's quite interesting for this girl to pretend to be so innocent for me," Song Shi muttered. He did not believe that in a sect that specializes in sending outer sect disciples to brothels, there would be someone so pure and shy, as if they had never seen a man before. Along the way, he realized that it was not the case where males were less than females. Instead, he encountered more male cultivators. As he had Wu Shensheng's token hanging on his waist, the cultivators he met were rather polite even though they had never seen him before. He hence could ask around when he encountered something he did not know. Finally, he arrived at the entrance of the front mountain he had been to at the beginning. "Oh my god, I am finally back to square one. I'll wait here." Song Shi looked around and sat on the largest stone he could find, seriously observing the front mountainous area of the outer sect. The first thing he saw was a garden and a waterside pavilion with carved railings and jade bricks. There were pavilions and pavilions spread about. If he didn't know better, Song Shi would have thought that this was some royal palace or the estate of a noble family. Song Shi. Just as he was engrossed in his thoughts, a gnashing voice suddenly exploded behind a rockery, causing the air to buzz. Song Shi was shocked. He turned around and smiled. "Brother Wu, we're really fated to meet again." "That's right, we're fated." Wu Shansheng gritted his teeth. He had used medicinal wine and circulated his energy to heal his injuries, but there were still faint red marks on his face. "This I was just defending myself. Brother Wu, don't be angry. We're from the same sect in the future. We shouldn't sow discord with each other." Song Shi coughed and fell from the rock. He looked at this acquaintance and chuckled. "You're an old man. You definitely know how to best stay alive." Shameless. Wu Shensheng couldn't flare up here because he was confident that he could defeat this guy. He took a deep breath. "In the person in charge of all the miscellaneous matters in the outer sect. In the one who arranged your beginner procedures. Follow me to your doghouse." Song Shi's face twitched. This was awkward. It would be strange if he didn't hold a grudge after he was knocked out. "Give me back my token." Wu Shensheng stretched out his hand. Song Shi returned it to its rightful owner and said, "Brother Wu, where will I live?" "You'll know when you come along." Wu Shensheng led the way with a cold face. Song Shi thought for a moment and took out a bag of spirit stones. "Brother Wu, I was a little too harsh just now. This is my medical fee for you." "Oh, you're quite sensible." Wu Shensheng sneered and accepted the spirit stones without hesitation. He weighed them and said, "These 300 spirit stones are not even enough to compensate for the loss of one spirit goose. That's all for now. I'll make up for it later." Song Shi could tell that this fellow's attitude had not softened, so he did not throw in any more spirit stones. They walked along a small path for a moment. Woof woof, a series of dog barks sounded. Song Shi was stunned. "Brother Wu, are you really going to allocate me a kennel to live in? It's good enough that you have a place to live." Wu Shansheng snorted coldly. "All the outer sect elders, deacons, and disciples have to be in charge of some miscellaneous matters. Since we need someone to take care of the dog, I'll leave this task to you." "Am I a poop picker? No," Song Shi thought. He smelled a stench and saw dog poop on the ground scattered all over. His face darkened. "Brother Wu, I think him more suitable to raise geese." "You? Racing geese?" Wu Shensheng squinted his eyes. "Then we will probably be only left with goose feathers by the end of the year, right?"